שירו לאדוני, שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני, כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, בסכו מיום ליום ישועתו. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסכו מיום ליום ישועתו. ספרו בגויים כבודו, בכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסכו מיום ליום ישועתו. ספרו בגויים כבודו, בכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסכו מיום ליום ישועתו. ספרו בגויים כבודו, בכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. שיר לאדוני, שיר לאדוני, שיר לאדוני. ספרו בגויים כבודו, בכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסכו מיום ליום ישועתו. שירו לאדוני, שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני, כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, בסכו מיום ליום ישועתו. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסכו מיום ליום ישועתו. ספרו בגויים כבודו, בכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. שירו לאדוני שיר שיר לאדוני, שיר לאדוני. צפו הגויים כבודו, וכל העמים לפניותיו. כאילו אדוני ומהולל מאוד, לא ראו הכל אלוהים. שיר לאדוני שיר חדש, שיר לאדוני כל הארץ, שיר לאדוני ברכו שמו, מסרו מיום ליום ישועתו. שירו לאדוני, שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני, כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, בסרו מיום ליום ישועתו. שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסרו מיום ליום ישועתו. צפו הגויים כבודו, וכל העמים לפניותיו. כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, לא ראו הכל אלוהים. שיר לאדוני שיר חדש, שיר לאדוני כל הארץ, שיר לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסרו מיום ליום ישועתו. צפו הגויים כבודו, וכל העמים לפניותיו. כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, לא ראו הכל אלוהים. שיר לאדוני שיר חדש, שיר לאדוני כל הארץ, שיר לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסרו מיום ליום ישועתו. צפו הגויים כבודו, וכל העמים לפניותיו. כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, לא ראו הכל אלוהים. שיר לאדוני, שיר לאדוני, שיר לאדוני. צפו הגויים כבודו, וכל העמים לפניותיו. כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, לא ראו הכל אלוהים. שיר לאדוני שיר חדש, שיר לאדוני כל הארץ, שיר לאדוני ברכו שמו, מסרו מיום ליום ישועתו. שירו לאדוני.
Rabbi Chaim of Tzantz used to tell the tale. There was a man wandering in the forest, lost and alone for several days, until he finally encountered another. "My brother, my friend, show me the way out." The man replied, "I can only tell you this. The ways I have tried lead nowhere. They've led me astray. But take my hand. Let's look for the way together." And so, searching for the road home, knowing they could not get there alone, yet strengthened by their meeting, they continued forward once again. So it is with us, Reb Chaim would add. When we go alone and apart our own separate way, we can easily be led astray, which is why we say that you should join us as we journey through the Shabbos morning together, celebrating Audrey's bat mitzvah with full intention and open hearts. Put your cell phones on silent. Actually, just turn them off so that you can be here with us, focused in on this moment of congregational meaning, share in congregational readings and every melody, join with the cantor singing, whether you know it exactly or not, and witness Audrey as she leads us in worship and shares her Torah truth. Join us in silent seeking and meditation and blessing and song and spirit. As long as we go it alone, we're always lost. But this Shabbat, we can begin to make our way home back to holiness, joining together in spirit, looking for the way, and finding that way together. We turn to page 78 in our prayer books, our Sidurim, as we praise God for the gift of body and soul. Elohai neshama shenatata bi tohorahi. My God, the soul you have given me is pure.
Elohai, Elohai, neshama shenatata bi tehorahi. Elohai, Elohai, neshama shenatata bi tehorahi. Ata berata, ata yitzarta, ata nefachta bi, ve'ata mishamra b'kibi. Elohai, Elohai, neshama shenatata bi tehorahi.
We turn to page 83 as we make ready to set our intentions for this morning and for the week ahead as we read responsively. As I awaken, let this be my thought. May my day be filled with acts of loving kindness. Let me be drawn to learning and discernment, and may my actions be shaped by mitzvot.
Keep me from iniquity, disgrace, and sin. May I not be overwhelmed by temptation or despair.
Distance me from evil people and false friends. Let me cultivate a life of goodness.
May my hands reach out in kindness, and I will serve God through acts of righteousness.
Today and every day, may I merit your mercy by living my life with compassion and love.
Holy One of blessing, draw me to your words. Teach me the art of sacred living.
Baruch atah Adonai, hamelamed chasadim tovim la'amo Yisrael. We turn now to page 106 as we rise for the Chatzi Kaddish and remain standing through the Shema.
Yitkadah Shemei Rabbah. B'yadam ha'devarach erutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei lechol Beit Yisrael pagalav v'zman kariv v'yimaru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevarach Le'olam Olmei Yitbarach. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramama v'yitaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemede kudesha richu le'elam in kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'olema v'imaru amen.
We turn to page 108 for the Baruch Hu. It's my pleasure now to invite up Audrey Catherine Baumholtz, our Bat Mitzvah, to lead us in the next portion of our worship service.
Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
We continue on page 110. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Yotzer or uvarei Hoshe, Osei shalom uvarei et hakol. Hameir la'aretz v'la'darim aleha berachamim, uvtuvo mechadesh bechol yom tamid, ma'aseh bereshit. Ma rabu ma'asecha Adonai, hulam bechochma asita, mal'a haaretz kinyanecha. Titbarach Adonai Eloheinu, el sheva ma'aseh yadecha, ve'al me'orei or she'asita, yefa'arucha selah. Or hadash al Zion ta'ir, v'nizkei hulanu mehera le'oro. Baruch atah Adonai, Yotzer hame'orot. We continue in the middle of page 113. Love your neighbor as yourself, you said, and light-blinded we saw that inner and outer worlds are one, as you are one. You spoke and we wrote, we reached for you down the centuries, your light moving before us. As we climbed, fell back, and climbed again, your Sinai of life. Baruch atah Adonai, haboher be'amo Yisrael be'ahava. We continue on page 114. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuvto Le'olam Va'ed. Please be seated. We continue together on page 116. Ve'ahavtaha et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha Veshinantan levaneha, vedibartan bam, veshiteha b'viteha, uvleteha vadere, ushotbeha uvekumecha, ushartam leot al yadeha, vehayu letotafot bein einecha, uftavtam al mezuzah be'eteha uvisharecha. Leman tiskeru ve'asitem et kol mitzvotai Vitem kedoshim leloehem. Ani Adonai Elohehem. Asher hotzeti etem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lahem Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohehem. Emet. We continue on the top of page 121. Emet. There is no place where you are not. Even in the wilderness there is your word. Emet. That pen strokes of lightning, white fire, black flame. Stir the soul's passion, guide our sacred way. True and enduring is Torah. Your truth for us is certain and established, now and forevermore. Like Moses, Miriam, and all Israel, we sing out and rejoice.
Kamocha, Bailim Adonai, mi kamocha, Nedar b'kodesh, Norati Lod, Oseh Feleh, Shira Chadisha, Shivchu Geulim, L'Shimcha Svatayam, Yachad Kulam, Odu Ve'imlichu, Ve'ameru, Adonai Imloch, Le'olam Zu Yisrael, Kuma Bezrat Yisrael, Uvedechinu Mecha, Yehuda v'Yisrael. Go Aleinu, Adonai Tzvaot Shemo, Kadosh Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael.
Please rise. Adonai Sefatai Tifta Ufia Gitze Gilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rahel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagivor v'Hanorah El Elyon Gomel Hasadim Tovim V'Konei Hakol V'Zoher Hased Avod V'Mahod Umevi Gula Lifnei V'Nehem Leman Shemo V'Ahava Melech Hosea Umoshia Umogen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Bezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mehaye Akol Atara Lehoshia Mashiv Harua Umorid Hagashem Mehakel Hayim Behesed Mehaye Hakol Berahamim Ramim Someth Noflim Verohe Holim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Enunato Lishenei lehahayotako. Baruch atah Adonai mehayeh hakol.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זר זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוא הארץ כבודו. אדיר אדירנו, אדוני אדוננו, אדיר שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו ומלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישביענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהיך ציון, לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור נכיר קולך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש. ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Please be seated. We praise God for the gift of Shabbat and sing Yismehu on page 132. Yismehu v'malechutecha
Shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat, v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat, v'korei oneg Shabbat. Mekadeshei, Mekadeshei Shvi Shabbat, Kulam yisbehu v'yitangu mituvecha Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, Shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat, v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat, v'korei oneg Shabbat. V'hashvi ratzita bo v'kidashto Shabbat, chemdat yamim, oto karata Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat, v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat, v'korei oneg Shabbat. Zecher למעשה בראשית שבת, זכר למעשה למעשה בראשית שבת, ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת, וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת, וקורא עונג שבת.
We continue in the middle of page 137. On this holy Shabbat, may we draw nearer to life, to peace, and to joy. May we find true rest, holiness in our deeds, worth in our study of Torah. Let us feed on the love of goodness. Let us drink from the love of goodness. Restrain our thirst for excess, and cleanse our hearts to serve life well. On this holy Shabbat, may we draw nearer in life, in peace, and in joy. Baruch atah Adonai, she'odcha levadcha v'yirah na'avod. We acknowledge with thanks that you are Adonai, our God, and the God of our ancestors forever. You are the rock of our lives and the shield of our salvation in every generation. Let us thank you and praise you for our lives which are in your hand, for our souls which are in your care, for your miracles that we experience every day, and for your wondrous deeds and favors at every time of day, evening, morning, and noon. O good one, whose mercies never end, O compassionate one, whose kindness never fails, we forever put our hope in you. For all these things, O sovereign, let your name be forever praised and blessed. O God, our Redeemer and Helper, let all who live affirm you and praise your name in truth. Blessed are you, Adonai, your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving. Baruch atah Adonai, Hatov Shimcha Ulecha Na'eh Lehodot. We continue on page 140.
Sim, 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 shalom, sim, 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 shalom, sim, 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 shalom, tova uveracha. Sim, 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 shalom, sim, 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 shalom, sim, 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 shalom, tova uveracha. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Shalom, tova uveracha.
Together, grant peace, goodness, and blessing, grace, kindness, and mercy to us and to all your people, Israel. Bless us, our Creator of all us together, through the light of your presence. Truly, through the light of your presence, Adonai, our God. You gave us a Torah of life, the love of kindness, justice, and blessing, mercy, life, and peace. May you see to bless your people Israel at all times, at every hour, with your peace. Praised are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamevareh et amo Yisrael b'shalom.
Having prayed for peace in the world, we think of those who face the future not fully whole, those who are in need of healing of mind, of body, and of spirit. We take a moment to think of them now and whisper their names out loud. Mishaberach, our prayer for healing, can be found on page 253.
Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Limotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Amen. We take a moment now for our own silent prayers.
Ose shalom bivrama, huyase shalom aleinu, ve'aho Yisrael, v'imru imru amin. Yase shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'aho Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, v'yaho Yisrael.
Seder Kriyat Torah, service for the reading of Torah, page 245. Assemble the people, men, women, and children, and the strangers in your cities, to hear, to learn, to revere Adonai your God, to observe faithfully the words of this Torah. And let their children who do not yet know it hear, that they too may learn to revere Adonai your God. As we prepare to open the ark and take out our sacred scrolls, I call upon the generations of Audrey's family to join us here on the bima to open the ark. I invite up her brother Miles, and to stand with her in our generational ceremony, I call up her parents, Melissa and Michael Baumholtz, as well as her grandfather, Alan Baumholtz, and I'd ask the congregation to please rise.
Ein kemoch hava Elohim Adonai, ve'ein kemasecha. Malchutcha malchut kol olamim, u'memshaltecha bechol dor v'dor. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai himloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai oz le'amo yitin, Adonai yevarech et amo b'shalom.
Torah tziva lanu Moshe marashat Kehilat Yaakov. This is the Torah given by God to Moses, the inheritance of the congregation of Israel. Audrey, at Mount Sinai, God gave the Torah to Moses to share with the people of Israel as a gift of love. And Moses shared it with them, passing on the mantle of leadership to Joshua, Joshua passed Torah down to the elders passed Torah down to the prophets, who spent their lives calling out the teachings of truth and justice that are within for all to hear. The prophets passed Torah down to the Anshe Knesset HaGadolah, the men of the Great Assembly, and they passed Torah down to the rabbis. The rabbis, too, spent their lives looking at these ancient stories, finding modern meaning in those words, knowing that only in that way could they make Torah real to the people that they served and taught. And it is that tradition that enables us to stand here with you, with the generations of your family, so proud and privileged to pass Torah down to you. Just as God gave Torah to the people of Israel as a gift of love, so do these people standing here with you today share these traditions with you with overflowing love, knowing and hoping that someday you too will stand before a grateful congregation and pass Torah down to those who come after you. And so Torah goes, midor lador, from generation to generation. Good?
In this scroll is the secret of our people's lives from Sinai until now. Its teaching is love and justice, goodness and hope. Freedom is its gift to all who treasure it.
Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah. Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah. Le'amo Yisrael b'kedushato. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo, Gadlul Adonai iti, Unromma Shemo Yachtav, Lecha Adonai Agedula, Agivura, Atiferet, Netzach, Hod, Yichol Bashamayim Uvaret, Yichol Bashamayim Uvaretz, Lecha Adonai Amalacha, Amid Naseh Lechol Lerosh. Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Olam, Olam Omed, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Olam, Olam Omed. Al Torah, ve'al avodah, ve'al gemilut asadim. Al Torah, ve'al avodah, ve'al gemilut asadim. Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Olam, Olam Omed.
This Shabbat we read, This Shabbat we read from Parashat Metzorah, which we find in the book of Leviticus. In Parashat Metzorah, God speaks to Moses and instructs him in the purification ritual for a Metzorah who has been declared clean. The portion deals with houses which appear to be affected by a plague and the purification rituals that are meant to help cleanse them. Not knowing the cause of these rashes, discharges, and molds described in Metzorah and in last week's Torah portion, Tazria, people concluded that they must be the result of God's displeasure, and so these diseases were a danger not just to the sick people or to a contaminated home, but to the whole community. Because of this, the services of the priests had to be accessible, and the cost of sanctuary offering had to be affordable to everyone. Basically, public need necessitated ethical and economic fairness, because if the offerings required by the infected person or home could not be brought to the sanctuary because they were not affordable, the entire community might continue to suffer a curse. And so we see that the biblical system of healing was accessible to all, with a sliding scale of offerings depending on what people could afford, which tells us it's not necessarily what you give, but how you give that ultimately counts. Audrey will focus on the second section of our Torah portion, reading about the rules for diagnosing and curing an infected home, and we'll discuss some ways to connect this odd and ancient practice to our own lives today through her Torah teaching. She'll be reading Leviticus chapter 14, verses 34 to 39, and you can follow along with the Hebrew and English in your service handout. So now it is my pleasure to call up Audrey as our Torah reader this morning and to offer the first Aliyah, her parents, Melissa and Michael Baumholtz, and her grandfather, Alan Baumholtz. Here you go.
Baruch et Adonai Hamborah.
Baruch Adonai Habarak Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamborah Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher b'chabanu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Ki tavo'u el eretz Canaan asher ani noten lahem lahuzat v'natati negat zara'at beveit eretz ahuzat hem uva asher lo habayit v'higi lakohen lemor ke negat nir'a li babayit v'yatsa hakohen ufinu et habayit v'terem yavo hakohen lirot et hanega velo yitma kol asher habayit. Ve'ahar ken yavo hakohen lirot et habayit. When you enter the land of Canaan that I give you as a possession, and I inflict an eruptive plague upon a house in the land you possess, the owner of the house shall come and tell the priest, saying, something like a plague has appeared upon my house. The priest shall order the house cleared before the priest enters to examine the plague, so that nothing in the house may become unclean. After the priest shall enter to examine the house.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher natan lanu Torat emet. V'hayei olam natah b'tuhenu. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
That's it. Give her a hug.
Yes.
We now call upon our bat mitzvah, Audrey, for her second Aliyah.
Tamod Reina bat Aharon Varut la Aliyah le Torah.
Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
V'ra'a et hanega v'hine hanega v'kirot habayit. Sheka'arurot yirak rakot o adam damot. Omar ehen shafal min haker v'yatsa hakohen min habayit. El petach habayit, v'his gir et habayit. Shivat yamim v'shav hakohen bayom hashvi'i v'ra'a v'hine pasa hanega v'kirot habayit. If when he examines the plague in the walls of the house is found to consist of greenish or reddish streaks that appear to go deep in the wall, the priest shall come out of the house to the entrance of the house and close up the house for 7 days. On the 7th day, the priest shall return and sees that the plague has spread on the walls of the house. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu torat emet v'hayei olam nata betoheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
This concludes our reading of Torah for this morning. We ask Audrey's father, Michael, to serve as our Hagbah, to lift our Torah high, and her brother, Miles, to address Torah as our Gliulah. We turn to page 252 as we rise in honor of the Torah.
Vezot HaTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai biad Moshe. Yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai, yai lai, yai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai, yai lai, yai lai.
My Torah portion, Metzorah, talks about a lot of stuff, including diseases, fungus, and a plague. The focus is about purifying a Metzorah who is healed, bathed, and must remain outside his tent for 8 days. After this, the Metzorah can come back to camp with an offering for God, which the priest gives on his or her behalf. Then, after that ritual, the Metzorah will be clean. Then, God discusses putting Sara'at on a house and what needs to be done for it to be clean again. The last piece of my Torah portion is talking about the cleanliness of people and their bodily fluids. The verses I read this morning are about what happens when a house seems to have Sara'at. The owner of the house must tell a priest about the mold. The priest is to order the house to be emptied before he enters. Then he can examine the mold and close up the house's doors for 7 days. On the 7th day, the priest is to return and inspect the house again. He orders the contaminated stones to be torn out and replaced with new ones. They take the other stones and new clay and plaster the house. And my question was, what does it mean for our house to get infected with Sara'at? A commentator who focused on answering my question is Rabbi Fred Reiner, an American Reformed rabbi who said that the house that got infected doesn't necessarily have to be an actual house. Instead, a house here can symbolize a community. He explains that by saying one wrong thing, you can infect your entire community. But it is our responsibility to take care of our house and our communities. I agree with Rabbi Fred Reiner that the house can represent a community. But at the same time, I believe in making mistakes. So if one person says one wrong thing, I don't think that it should infect the whole community. But I can see how over time, a lot of mistakes could infect a community. A community that is also my house is my bunk at camp. Let's say that someone in my bunk is rude to me one time. Instead of working it out between the two of us, if I go around saying that she is mean and get other people to be mad, then that will infect my community. What would be better is if I give her space and instead of talking about her, I talk to her. This will help us work out our differences and show the rest of our community that there are better ways to work things out. Thinking about this scenario, I've had many memories where either I have infected my community or someone else has with words, behavior, or attitude. For example, in my family, I remember getting upset at my brother for not letting me sit in the front seat. Because of that, I called him annoying and made the situation feel infected. Looking back, I shouldn't have done that, and I have repaired our relationship since by saying sorry and showing him I'm sorry with my actions. Not just one thing can destroy a community forever. It's the little things that add up, and we have to stop and pay attention and see what is hurting our community and try to fix it. Becoming a bat mitzvah is very important to me because it's a big deal in my life, and it marks that I'm becoming a Jewish adult. Becoming a Jewish adult means that I'm going to have to take on big responsibilities that I couldn't do as a kid. Some responsibilities I'm going to have to take on, like having to put dishes away, cleaning up messes that I have made, and just being organized aren't going to be fun. But at the same time, being able to do something that I couldn't do as a kid always makes me proud of myself. My prophetic text is Amos 5:24, but let justice well up as waters and righteousness as a mighty river. You can find it in the stained glass windows here in the sanctuary to your right. Amos 5:24 recounts visions and judgment. It is a call to people to exercise righteousness and justice. The people are to flood the community with acts of justice and righteousness, like a stream that never stops flowing. For me, that means to have a new perspective on things and do more active justice and help my community as much as I can. Some things I can do are reduce the amount of food that I waste and try to reduce the amount of paper I use and try to recycle as much as I can. For my mitzvah project, I decided to volunteer at SNPSA. SNPSA's mission is to rehabilitate and rehome adoptable animals from high-kill shelters in the community. My family has fostered many puppies from SNPSA, and fostering them shows how much work pets really are. I chose volunteering at SNPSA because when I go, I know I'm helping out and making an impact. I also love animals, and it makes me happy when I know I'm doing something good for my community. My mitzvah project connects to my prophetic text in many ways. One way it connects to my text is that I helped out and fostered a dog for about 2 months, and then we let another family foster the dog. Even though I really wanted to keep the dog, I knew that my family wasn't ready for another dog, and we didn't try and keep the dog and take the dog away from someone who would actually want to keep the dog. And because of that, we are fair, and we gave other families a chance to make new memories with a new pet. I would like to thank everyone who works at Temple. I wouldn't be able to become a bat mitzvah without you all. Thank you, Rabbi Nathan, Rabbi Jurgen, and Cantor Khan. You have all helped me through my years here at Temple, and I definitely wouldn't be up here without you all. Thank you, Hagit, for helping me know everything. I'm so grateful that you taught me. Mom, I don't know how to thank you enough for everything you've done for me. Thank you for cleaning up my messes and helping me with everything in my life. I love spending time with you, and thank you for being someone I can talk to. Dad, thank you for all the special memories we have made and for everything you've done for me. No matter how hard life is, you always find a way to cheer me up. Miles, even though we fight sometimes, you're still my big brother that I always look up to. Poppy, thank you for being my person that I can talk to about anything, and thank you for all those super fun sleepovers we used to have at your house. Graham and Pap, even though you guys couldn't be here, thank you for letting me paint your fingernails and play with Play-Doh, even though it would always get messy. Every memory I have made with y'all is very special to me. I love you so much. Aunt Kathy, Uncle Brian, Connor, Elizabeth, and Anastasia. Thank you for all those fun trips to PA and those fun times we went sledding at Grammys. I love spending time with you guys, and I love you all so much. My friends, I couldn't thank you guys enough. You guys have brought me through my ups and downs and were always there for me. You guys are the best. Thank you to everyone here, and Shabbat Shalom.
Audrey, today my heart swells with pride and joy as we celebrate your bat mitzvah. 13 years ago today, I held you in my arms and felt an overwhelming sense of love and responsibility. And now, as you step into this important milestone in life, I am bursting with pride at the incredible person you have become. It has been quite a journey to make it to this day. Yet one trait that always stood out to me is your remarkable resilience. From the earliest moments of your life, you have met challenges head on with courage and determination. Your resilience has been a constant source of inspiration, guiding you through every moment of life's journeys. Since childhood, you've displayed a fearless eagerness to explore new sports and activities, meeting each challenge with determination and enthusiasm. Whether dominating the volleyball court or racing down the soccer field, you put your heart into every endeavor. Yet what truly stands out is not just your performance, but your remarkable sportsmanship and empathy. I have seen firsthand how you selfishly support your teammates, both on and off the field. Even when you're not playing, you cheer them on from the sidelines, lifting their spirits and encouraging them to give their best. Your generous heart and fiery spirit shine through. Let's not forget the boundless compassion which extends far beyond the sports field. All those adorable puppies that we fostered were lucky enough to be on the receiving end of that love. Your heart overflowed with kindness and love as you cared for each and every one of them. I watched in awe as you nurtured them, ensuring they felt safe and loved. And when it came time to say goodbye, your compassion shone through even brighter as you advocated for their well-being, making sure they found loving forever homes. One little pup captured our heart like no other, and that's our beloved Bo. Your love for him shows no bounds, and I'm touched by the special bond you share through, even though you kick him out of your room from time to time. Your ability to love so deeply and unconditionally is a testament of the kind-hearted person you are. Witnessing your growth into a caring and empathetic young woman has been a constant source of inspiration for me. As you continue to grow and explore the world around you, remember to embrace every opportunity with the same courage, kindness, and compassion that define you. Whether you're diving for those volleyballs or cuddling with Bo, let's not forget Sugar, our other dog, and embarking on new adventures now that you have an unwavering support of love every step of the way. Mazel tov. I'm so incredibly proud of you today and always. Love you. Love you.
Am I ready? Yeah. Ready? Am I ready? That was my question. I'm not crying. Are you crying? Who's crying? All right, you can hear me? Audrey, take a deep breath, my dear. We are all so proud of you. You did it. All of it. No amount of coaching, prodding, pushing, nagging, encouraging, arguing, pushing, did I already say pushing, could account for the way you read and spoke this morning. That you did all on your own. And there is a theme here I want to visit for a moment. Whether it's ziplining, horseback riding, taking on a challenging run or trail, no matter the amount of encouraging words, no matter how loudly spoken, we're going to get you to do it until you could see it for yourself. But once you saw it, it was often literally off to the races. I pray you hold on to that tenacity. It will serve you well in life. We are thankful to everyone who has helped make this possible. We would especially like to recognize Rabbi Nathan, Rabbi Jurgen, Cantor Khan, Sarah Planto, your Sunday school teachers, and of course, Hagid. Thank you to everyone who either journeyed here to be with us or tuned in from home. The history of our people is a simple one, yet a powerful one. 3,000 years ago, a small band of former slaves came to a new understanding of how human beings were meant to live, how they could change their ways of eating, speaking, and doing business in order to be totally human, and they changed the world forever. You now take your place in that history. Judaism is not just a matter of getting on God's side by obeying some strange rules. It is a guide to investing your life in the things that really matter. The goal of Judaism is not just the survival of the Jewish people. The goal is to transform the world into the kind of world God had in mind when he created it. Your place in this continuum is the reason you worked so hard and the reason we are all here today. The focus of your mitzvah project, volunteering on behalf of SNPSA for the betterment of abused or neglected animals, speaks to the kind heart that beats inside you. In fact, Jewish tradition teaches that offering one's time and one's heart represents the highest form of giving. Mima would be so proud of you. Two more things. There's a story from the Talmud. A non-Jew approached the great sage Hillel and asked him, "Can you summarize all of Judaism for me while I stand on one foot?" Hillel answered, "What you don't like, don't do to others. That's it. The rest is commentary. Now go and study the commentary." Audrey, I hope you embody that as you go forward in life. Continue your studies. Continue your kindness. Almost done. Finally, a few more words and a blessing from your mother and I. May you live to see your world fulfilled. May your destiny be for worlds yet to come. And may you trust in the generations past and the ones yet to be. May your heart be filled with intuition and your words be filled with insight. May songs of praise be ever upon your tongue. May your vision be a straight path before you. May your eyes shine with the light of the holy words, and may your face reflect the brightness of the heavens. Happy birthday.
At this poignant and heartfelt moment of blessing, we make ready to return Torah to the Ark. Melissa, I'm going to have you open the Ark, and I'd ask the congregation to please rise in honor of the Torah.
Eitz Chaim hi, Lamachazikim ba, V'tom ve'ha, Neushar, Deracha, Tarchenom, V'chol netivoteha, Shalom, Hashivenu Adonai, Elecha v'nashuva, Chadesh Yameinu, Kekedem.
You may be seated. How you feeling? Feeling good. Yeah. It's like a better smile, a more relaxed smile. You should feel great. Yeah, because you got up here and you led our congregation so beautifully. You read Torah beautifully, and you taught us an amazing message. Mitzvah is not an easy Torah portion, right? Like one of the two maybe most unappealing Torah portions in terms of the very specific descriptions, though maybe not so bad for a dual medical household, right? Like if anyone can make sense of all the rashes, maybe they can help. I don't know. And you also had this really odd, this part about like an infection in a house and removing bricks and, right, like what does that even mean? But I was so proud of you how you went really right to the core of what that Torah teaching could probably mean for us, right? Which is, it doesn't have to be about a physical house. It's about what the house represents, which is a home. And a home doesn't have to just be bricks and mortar. It's the place and the people that we feel connected to. And we all say things that we regret from time to time. We all act in ways that maybe aren't as kind as we would want to be in our best ways. But it's when those things happen time and time again, and they're not corrected or apologized for, right? And we don't hold ourselves accountable, that's when the home gets infected, right? And we had a good conversation. We talked about how that could happen at camp, it could happen at school, it could happen in our own home, right? And that rather than do the wrong thing, even though maybe it feels like the right thing in the moment, that the best way to make sure that your community or your bunk or your home doesn't get infected is to own up to your own responsibility and look at someone and meet someone face to face as a human being and talk to them with respect and kindness and work it out, right? It's a really important message, everyone, right? Not just for Parshat Mitzvah, but for all of our lives, right? And then, actually, I think the prophetic text that you chose actually fits perfectly, right? Which is, and you said like the goal is to increase justice and righteousness. So it flows like a stream. And how do we do that? By acting in good ways, right? By doing the right thing and saying the right thing, even if it's not easy. And so we learn from both the prophetic text that you chose and also the Torah portion that you were gifted with, that we all have a way to make the world better. It doesn't have to be in big, grand ways. It can be just as easy as how we talk to other people, how we work out our differences, and how we go about being our best selves in the world. So I know that this is something that you do inherently. Even if you didn't have Parashat Mitzorah, you would still know that if you have a fight over a shotgun with your brother, instead of calling him annoying, I mean, you can still call him annoying, it's fine, and maybe roll your eyes, but then, you get over it quickly, and he gets it over very quickly, and maybe the next time he lets you sit in the front seat, though now maybe that he drives his own car, he lets you drive in the front seat. Anyway, and you just fight over who's picking the music, right? Just a different thing to fight over. Exactly, right. And that wherever you are, that you try to do the right thing, that you try to say the right thing, whether it is, as your mom said, cheering on your friends, whether you're playing on the field or the court or not, whether it's, as both your parents said, taking care of animals, especially adorable little puppies who don't have a forever home yet to take care of them. And even though I know you'd like to keep all of them, that might add actual mildew or fungus into the walls of your house, right, after a time. But that you understand that your job is to give them love in the short term so that they're ready to go on to their forever home, right? And so in all the ways that you live your life, I hope that whether it is attacking your bat mitzvah, whether it's learning the Torah, or leading the service, or writing your Devar Torah, whether it's playing sports, whether it's studying at school, whether it's the way you interact with your family and your friends, whether it's the way that you are with your family right in the homes that you live in, that you always remember how important good words are and kind words are, and that those create a strong foundation, and that the opposite, obviously, is also true, right? Being careful with what we say is more important than we sometimes realize. And so I hope that this message that you taught us so beautifully will always continue to be part of your life too. I feel like I've known you for a really long time, right? Like, we used to live down the street from each other, and your family were actually some of the first friends that our family had when we moved to San Antonio. And even though at the time you were like 3, I guess, right? It's been really a blessing to see you grow from that cute little toddler into this amazing, self-assured, kind person who's beautiful inside and out. I am so thrilled for you for having reached this milestone in your life. I know both of your parents are as well. And so we're going to offer you another blessing to cap it off, the priestly benediction, Birkat Kohanim. I'm going to ask you to come over here with your mom and dad, Cantor, and Rabbi Jurgen, and I'd ask the congregation to please rise.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha.
May God deal kindly with you and bring justice upon you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. Shalom.
May God's radiant presence shine upon you, Audrey, and grant you life's choicest blessings of health, wholeness, happiness, lots of family love, and most of all, peace. Amen.
You may be seated, except for Audrey. So this is our opportunity to give you some gifts, and I would like to invite up Mina Lopez on behalf of our Board of Trustees to give you some gifts, and then I will continue, because why not have more and more gifts, right?
Audrey, congratulations on leading us through services this morning. It's beautiful. On behalf of our Temple Beth-El Board of Trustees and our Temple community, I'd like to present you with this Kiddush cup and candlesticks on behalf of our Temple Brotherhood and your own Tanakh Bible engraved with your name on behalf of Temple Beth-El Sisterhood. We hope as you continue your Jewish traditions that you'll use these gifts in your own way. Congratulations, Mazel Tov.
So we also give you, maybe to help SNPSA, maybe a different project, all the different places that you can help in the world. We give you the tzedakah box from our religious school parents group to help keep you on that journey. What is my question every B'nai Mitzvah? Do you remember? Was this the fastest B'nai Mitzvah you've ever been to? Yes, right? People never believe us, right? No one ever believes us when we're in the presence room and we say it to you. But it is, it's the fastest one. So when you are back at school and you say, did this really happen? We have a certificate that says, yes, it indeed did happen. And you have it, and you'll have the recording and all of that to know that it happened. And everyone here will remind you, I am sure. We also give you a gift certificate to help get you on a trip to Israel. And it used to be for $250. And the Reform Movement has joined with an organization called Route 1 to make it $3,250. And when you go through confirmation, which I know you will since your brother is doing it now also, we will help get you there and look at some different scholarships, and hopefully it will be in a time of peace that you can go and enjoy Israel to the fullest of its potential. So we are going to continue with the concluding portion of our service today. To attend to our ark, I invite up Poppy to come up, Alan Baumholtz to come up, with Michael to attend to our ark. I invite the congregation to please rise. Page 283.
Ladon hakol, la tate gedula, liotzer breshit, shahu sam chelkenu, liached et shemo, vegor aleinu, lehamlich malchuto, va'anachnu koreim, umishtachavim umodim. Lifnei melech, malachei hamelachim, akadosh baruch hu. V'nemar v'haya Adonai, lemelech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu, bayom hahu, Adonai echad, u'shemo, u'shemo, u'shemo echad.
You may be seated. As we prepare for our memorial meditation, we note with sadness the death of Murray Bubba Levine, father of Leslie Levine, brother of Temple Beth-El member Michael and Nancy Levine, and Temple Beth-El member Harold Levine, sister of Francis Warren, partner of Patty Grandquest, uncle of Josh, Jeff and Allison, David, Abby and Justin, and Missy and Sean. We also note with sadness the death of Betsy Davidson, mother of Mary Beth and Bruce Muskin, and Doug and Juanita Davidson, aunt of Temple Beth-El member Mimi Jefferson and Kalab Mustri, and Temple Beth-El member Charles Jefferson, and she was a grandmother and great-grandmother to many. I share with you a memorial meditation not found in this prayer book, but in our Siddur for our High Holy Days. We miss them at celebrations when there's an empty seat at the table. We miss them when the community gathers and there's an empty place beside us. We miss them today and every day, with every year that passes, as our life goes on without them. Their faces, their voices, the feel of our arms around them, these are with us forever. For so it is written in Song of Songs, love is strong as death. The love that we gave, the love we received, these endure amid the pain of loss. Our thoughts turn now to those in our community and extended community who have died at this time in years past. As we mark their yard sites, we remember them. Beatrice Beer, Florence Beldner, Bernard Baton, Brooke Cohen, Ernestine Cooper, Hermione Eisenberg Davidson, Janet Downey, Darius Tenney Edrington, Irene Ellenbaum, Raoul Feiner, Gloria Feldman, Milton Fisher, Victor Gaynor, Richard Gale, Audrey Ruth Glavinsky, Clyde Goldsmith, Ruth Goodman, Zelma Gottlieb, Howard Alexander Health, Eleanor Honig, Donald Kipp, Ray Klein, Abraham Lang, Isaac Lang, Stanley Langford, George Lauderstein, Sylvia Lehman, Betty Levy, Mose McCoe, Carol S. Meyer Sr., Lucille Mitrani, Jesse Jefferson Moorhead Jr., Colonel I.J. Jack Newman, Charles Ramirez, Bettina Charles Rosette, Gertrude Scharf, Arnold Schmidt, Harold Schwartz, Jules Sterling, Erna Zimmerman Stern, Henry Stern, Shirley Wine, Hyman Winnicor, and Saul Zanar. We also think of those who are laid to their eternal rest in the past 30 days, whose families are in a mourning period of Shloshim. We remember Alan Dreeben, Stephen G. Seglin, Charlotte Burnett, and Harold Butch Karen. At this sacred hour, Audrey's family particularly remembers Louise Baumholtz. With all of these names, we add those which are in our hearts each and every day as we rise together as a community for Kaddish Yatom, page 294. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach Yerutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayachon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala u'v'yizman kari v'imru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam ulmei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei d'kudasha b'richu, La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen. Osei shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, to all the world, to which we say, Amen.
Our closing song is Ein Keloheinu on page 322. It's my pleasure to call Miles back up to join his mother and father, and of course his sister, for Kiddush and Motzi.
Ein Keloheinu, ein Kadoneinu, ein Kemalkeinu, ein Kemoshienu, Micheloheinu, Michadoneinu, Michemalkeinu, Michamoshienu. Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adonenu, Nodel Malkeinu, Nodel Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu. Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, b'dei avod.
Shabbat Shalom. I'm going to cut this challah and anyone can come up and have a piece, but the Baumholtzels also invite you to join them in the Dreeben Family Pavilion right that way for luncheon to continue the celebration. Shabbat Shalom.
Scriptures.
Except it was an hour.
Did you sweat?
It's right. Try it.
No, I sweat.
Right? We started at 10:30.